Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to continue on the topic of mending our hearts after a breakup, but actually implementing a workshop to do so. So I just did a video. It's a bit lengthy because I was trying to cover a lot of topics into less than like almost half an hour mark. And I decided to do individual series on focusing on each one of how to do the work in order to recognize our patterns, heal from our past, and create our new self. This can apply to almost anything, work relationships, friendships, but the romantic relationships are always going to be the ones that show us the most amount of work that I don't want to say we need to do within ourselves, that we could do within ourselves in order for us to change our self, recognize the patterns that keep us stuck in our old self, and then we can heal from the past once and for all. So the one thing that we're going to concentrate on day one of mending our heart after a breakup is our feelings, which are based on our conscious and unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind accounts for about 95% of our thoughts, which means that we're not really even aware of them. So through the help of this book and everything that I've learned in school as a student clinical counselor, my name is Anna Morfidis, by the way. I am dedicating this channel to living our best life and mending our hearts. And through my clinical counseling schooling, I've learned a lot that I want to share with the rest of us in order to literally do the work to create a new self and new life experiences. So lately, I've had a lot of people that are reaching out to me. I actually had my third opportunity to help someone mend their heart after a breakup that they just had. So I thought, why not share all of this info with everyone? Because a lot of us, 50% of the population basically is always going through some sort of a breakup. So let's go back into our thoughts. So you have been broken up with. So let's hone in on how you are feeling. Are you feeling rejected? Are you feeling abandoned? I did see that someone had commented on my first video that I just made that they feel rejected most of their life. And I want to say that that was also one of my biggest things that I had to heal, rejection and my fear of abandonment. Those were very alive in me. Like these two patterns, I had to recognize my patterns of expecting to be abandoned and expecting rejection, because it would always play out, because I was expecting it, because that was what my core belief was about myself that I acquired as a child. So this is how it actually works. The beliefs that we acquired as a child, they are the ones that subconsciously keep us in these loops, and we bring in certain people to keep showing us the loops that we're stuck in. So if we go from the beginning of this book, How to Do the Work, Dr. Nicole, LePera does talk about the unconscious and the conscious mind, and becoming aware will help us to change our cognition. So it is only when you are conscious that you are able to see yourself. A process of self-awareness that can suddenly reveal so many of the hidden forces constantly at work, molding you, manipulating you, and holding you back. We're stuck repeating more or less these automatic behavioral patterns. The overwhelming pull of the subconscious mind makes it hard for us to change. We are not evolutionarily wired for change. We're also wired to be below the line: fear, anger, sadness, disgust, and joy. So we're wired to not only create change, but also live in predominantly negative emotions. And when we try to push ourselves out of our autopilot, we face resistance from our mind and body. This response has a name and it's called the homeostatic impulse. But the problem with this homeostatic impulse of going back to a belief that I am unlovable, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone, I don't matter, is that it's not the homeostatic place where you want to have your nervous system, because that is always going to have you in fight or flight. We want to be in our sympathetic nervous system. Why do I always get these mixed up? I think the sympathetic nervous system is where we are in our fight or flight. So you want to be in the parasympathetic nervous system, where you are what is called rest and digest. So we don't want to be in fight or flight, fear we want to be left behind, checking our phones, overthinking, overanalyzing, letting our relationship end or our breakup and the thoughts that come with it. Why can't anyone love me? Why is this happening to me again? What's wrong with me? Why isn't it ever working out for me? All these thoughts that keep us not in the present moment, but stuck in the past of our experiences. As essentially what's happening is a lot of the things that we were yearning for as a child, like the idea of that person finally fulfilling this thing that we haven't had a chance to experience. Because literally what happens is those neurons, if they're not fed when we were children, like, I love you, you are worthy, you matter to me, you're so great, I'm so proud of you. Like, if we don't hear these things and we have the opportunity for the neurons to grow in our body and like fire neurons, the neurons firing neurotransmitters and like releasing those messages that you're awesome, I'm so proud of you, you've got this, I love you so much, I always have your back, I'm always here for you, I'm proud of you no matter what, then those neurons like prune and those signals don't even exist, and we have to like recreate them. Literally, we have to recreate them by reparenting ourselves. So the book How to Do the Work talks a lot about reparenting. And we want to reparent our core beliefs. And that's how we break free. And the power of belief is the next one of becoming aware, is what do we believe to be true about ourselves? So we're going to dedicate this episode on that. So I want you to take a look at this and see there's so many more core beliefs. Like there's one that I heard the other day when I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, actually. And she mentioned the core belief, I don't matter, is one of the things that she had learned from her breakup. But if you take a look at this list, I mean, for me, it was definitely, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone, I am unworthy, I am unlikable. Yeah, I'm not good enough to be loved by others. So take a look to see which ones resonate with you. And then and only then are we going to be able to recognize what is your pattern, what needs to be healed from your past, or could be healed from your past in order for you to create a new self. And then your new self, by creating a new self, basically we have a new set of cognitions, right? New set of cognitive thoughts, new set of feelings, and feelings create emotions, the emotions create our feelings, emotions are energy, motion. That is going to be our new starting point of attraction as far as energy goes. So you want to go from here, you want to go all the way to up here. You want to go to where joy and love and reasoning lives, to have a higher frequency, because each emotion, everything is energy, and energy is everything. So each emotion has a certain amount of, like a number of frequency associated with this. So the higher the frequency, the higher of like another like frequency situation and or person you're going to attract into your life, because the law of attraction is always at work, just like the law of gravity. 9.81 meters per square second, it works all the time. Same with the law of attraction. We're bringing in experiences all the time. So for example, if our energetic frequency is anger, fear, guilt, shame, and we're writing at 20 and 30 and 150 hertz, that's our frequency of our emotions. Like that's the frequency of our emotional body. And if Newton's laws are true, which they are, like attracts like, that's just the way the universe works. How are we supposed to bring in someone who predominantly lives in joy at 540, emitting 540 hertz around them? Like that's their energetic frequency. That's not a match. So what are we going to be bringing in? We're going to be bringing in somebody else that lives in that same frequency. So that's why these people become our greatest teachers. They're not here to hurt us, but they're here to show us they're a match to us, right? Like you can't match if you're constantly living in guilt and shame. And then of course you want someone to like love you and accept you. But how are you going to attract someone in your life and match you at 350 when you're writing at not even 50? Like it can't happen. It's not possible. Like it just, like the science, like it just can't happen. So when we become conscious of that, then we can change our thoughts. Change your thoughts, change your life. You change your thoughts, you change your emotions. That's cognitive behavioral therapy. Thoughts equals emotions, and then creates your behaviors, which goes back to your thoughts, back to your emotions, back to your behaviors, back to your thoughts. So that's how you change your frequency. And then when you start to accept everything for exactly as it is, look at where acceptance is, 350. Now you can also accept someone at that same frequency. Predominant emotion is forgiveness. Life view is harmonious. And the more you raise your frequency, the more higher frequency things you attract into your life. It seems simple, but if it was simple, then people wouldn't, have to do all this work to write books like How to Do the Work or Why Me, Why This, Why Now? Like everyone asks the same question, like, why is this happening to me? Well, it's just for us to understand what we're bringing into our lives and what patterns we need to break. So now that we know and we become aware, like the book says, how do we bring ourselves back to a homeostatic state? Because like Dr. Nicole LePera said, you're going to do that. Like the force of the subconscious mind is amazing. It wants to keep us stuck in these non-serving cycles because that's what it knows. So the best way after we become aware, like after you read this, then it's like to reframe everything and bring us back into the rest and digest state where you are living in your parasympathetic nervous system and not in your sympathetic. And in your parasympathetic nervous system, you're going to be releasing good neurotransmitters because your signals are going to be saying things such as, I am safe. I am always protected. I am cherished. I am loved. Like reparenting ourselves. So going back to I don't matter, or like understanding. So if you pay attention to the thoughts from the breakup and they're predominant, like I don't matter, rejected, I'm abandoned, I'm not chosen, what's wrong with me, like all these things, then that's a clear indication that our inner child is not healed yet, because the inner child was not, for whatever reason, accepted and or seen by our parents, like my example, but it's not like it was their fault. My poor parents like received even worse parenting than I ever did. Like it was just not known. And there's also something to be said too about children that are adopted, to be honest. Like that wound of being given away, although they're like given an opportunity to have a different life that the parent could not provide, because core beliefs actually start forming within the womb. So if the mother is anxious and not wanting the pregnancy for whatever reason, a lot of that fear does get embedded into the child. And it's wild to me because I have seen it where people can have the most beautiful of adoptive parents. And if you show them this, and this is true story, if you show them this core belief sheet, they will circle the one, I am unwanted. And that's exactly what happened with someone that I was working with. And it was outstanding for me to see that this lived so true and deep inside of them, even though they received the complete opposite from their adoptive parents. So pay attention. It might not be as a parent sometimes as your parents not giving you the 4 S's as a child in order for you to create these core beliefs, but it could be many other circumstances, or like one isolated incident in school that like has shaped your entire rest of your life, like that experience of the trauma. So we need to go back into rest and digest, reaffirm the complete opposite, whatever we wrote down here. So what's going to help is, so say for example, okay, let's stick on I am rejected. When was the first time that you felt rejected? You can sit with yourself, go back into that space, remember all the times that you felt rejected, and then feel it to heal it. I took down some notes to make sure that I don't miss anything about how to heal, like our subconscious mind, how to heal it and start to like think differently when it comes to negative core beliefs that keep us into fight or flight. Feel it to heal it and mourn it. Mourn the loss of that love you never had. It's okay, but don't stay there. Know that feeling it allows you to heal it, and then you can reparent yourself now as an adult. And what's the best way to combat rejection? What's the antidote to rejection is acceptance. So we're going to accept all parts of ourselves. We're going to go back and we're going to do Mirror Work by Louise Hay. This is a 21-day program. I have this for free on my YouTube. I'm going to create a playlist and I attach it to this video. It's very simple. It's not a big commitment. I've done this twice now, and I've done it with my daughter as well. And it's magically transformed her life as well. It's essentially 21 days of accepting everything about yourself, every hard experience, every person in your life, inner child healing work. Like the antidote to rejection is to accept everything and heal everything. It's not a big commitment. It's only 21 days. But I swear if you do it, it will ground your nervous system, which is what we need. This book here, How to Do the Work, is all about how do you ground your nervous system in order for you to not be in fight or flight mode, and then release good neurotransmitters such as oxytocin and endorphins, dopamine, and like feel good about yourself and about all the experiences in your life. So I'm going to link that below, and then you can start to reaffirm and reparent yourself. So essentially that's what inner child work is. Like we're going to reparent ourselves and give everything to the inner child that it never received, so we can bring back all of its parts of itself that it's lost throughout its childhood, and not reject anything. And then also look into our immediate life and see, like in this present moment, where am I rejecting myself? Am I rejecting my self-care? Actually, self-care is a really big is a really big part of healing a rejection mood is self-care. Because where are we rejecting ourselves? Maybe we're not eating enough, not sleeping enough. Are we rejecting boundaries that we want to have up? Like, what are we rejecting? And then that's how you take control back of any situation that the person that broke up with you is allowing you to feel, and then we heal it. Same with if the biggest lesson that this person taught you is that you don't matter, then again, look into your immediate life and see, where are you allowing yourself right now to not matter? Like, where do you feel like you could change that? And then work on changing that. Do your inner child healing work. Accept all parts of you. Make yourself matter. Love yourself. Actually, inner child healing work will pretty much untwist all of these core beliefs. We have 10 ways of untwisting core beliefs in the therapeutic world. And I know that the biggest way to do that is to like literally affirm the opposite and create new neurological pathways to offset that and reparent that inner child. So we can know that it's amazing, it's good enough, it's worthy, it's powerful, it's helpful, it's worthy, it's always accepted. It's the best way to discount all of these core beliefs, because core beliefs are made due to experiences of our childhood. They're not, and they're just like lenses of perception. That's all they are, created from thoughts. So once we are aware of our thoughts, we can change our life. We're getting to 20 minutes. I'm going to stop the video here. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you can take this time for yourself and write down what your internal dialogue is from this breakup. Write everything in the opposite, and you can also affirm that to you every day, along with doing the mirror work, which I'm going to link below in this video. And then every day, look at yourself in the mirror, and if your thing was, I don't matter, or I am always rejected, I am always accepted. I accept myself. I accept myself. I accept myself. And then if you think about past mistakes that you did, accept all those too. I forgive myself. I accept myself. I love myself. I am awesome. I am worthy. I've got this. And once you spend the 21 days just alone with yourself, healing your inner child, not looking for that person, where is he or where is she and all that stuff. Nope. She's right here. Your inner child is right here. That's all that you're looking for. And that's all that they're showing us that we're needing to be healing. That's it. We don't need to be convincing anyone but ourselves that we matter. That's it. Or whatever that person is showing you, we're the ones that need to be convinced of that opposite. So break your patterns, create your new self so you can raise your frequency and bring in new vibrational things into your life. It's that simple, but it does require a little bit of work. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. In tomorrow's video, I'm actually going to do one about boundaries. And then I'll keep going for the rest of the week in all the different like areas of our life that helps to basically, mend our heart after a breakup, so we can create a new self and create new experiences and bring in what really will be serving the most, and finally become the love that we've always wanted to experience from others within here, so then we can find someone of equal caliber to come in and match that. Right? So it's in our power and our control. With all my love and gratitude. If you liked anything about this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love if you wanted to subscribe or comment, anything. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.